Alright, what's up everybody? I'm Nick. I figured this just be a fun little video, just ranking a bunch of random mysterious transfer students in anime. Not everybody's gonna like perfectly fall under that category, but everybody in here is a transfer student at least. And I do like all of these characters, so it's gonna be really hard for me not to just put everybody in S and A tier. So I'm gonna be like as critical as I can about it. I hope this is fun, and I hope this isn't too boring. If you got some time to waste, just hang out with me. The phone that I had everything set up on just kinda stopped working, so this is gonna be pretty interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna do this in editing, but we'll figure it out. Alright, so the first one we'll talk about is Sakamoto. If you have not seen the anime Sakamoto Desuka, haven't you heard of Sakamoto? It's such a good series. Sakamoto genuinely carries that show on his freaking back. He can just do push-ups to light a classroom on fire. He is insane. He is the embodiment of perfectness, and without spending too much time on Sakamoto, I think he deserves a solid A tier right now. So I'm gonna go straight over to Oshino Ougi, and this is from the very last monogatari series. It's really hard to describe this character, especially without just giving out crazy spoilers about the end. But I will just say that it's not really my favorite character, and then the author also, Nisio Isen, has gone on to say that, you know, they didn't really think about the end of the series, you know, when they were making it. I don't know, which is just really weird because Monogatari is like a mystery series. So I think with that, I think we'll just give Oshino Ougi like a B tier right now. That seems fair. If I'm missing something, if Ogi's actually an insane character, comment something, let me know. Then we'll talk about Kakyoin from Stardust Crusaders. He's not my #1 favorite Stardust Crusader, but I really like Polnareff, and I think Kakyoin is really sick. I love his character design. I don't think anybody else even really comes close to looking like Kakyoin. I just like his little dangly hair part in the front. He looks sick, and especially his stand too, the Emerald Splash. I think like it being green, green's my favorite color for sure. And yeah, it just looks sick, and nobody can escape, nobody can dodge the Emerald Splash. It's undodgeable. Kakyoin's a great character. Without spending too much time, I'll just give him a solid, I'll give him an A tier right now. Alright, and then next we'll talk about Mitsuki from Boruto. Yeah, he's Orochimaru's son. I haven't seen Boruto in a long time, and I've only watched like barely 100 episodes of it, and I've just given up on it. Maybe I'll pick up on the manga later. I like Mitsuki a lot. He's pretty cool, and I think he's got one of my favorite character designs of all of the new Boruto people, period, honestly. I think I'm just gonna give him a solid B tier, just because I can't think of nothing really good to say about him, but I do really like him. And then we'll talk about, alright, and then next we got Rollo. Rollo Lamperouge, Lulu's brother, or fake brother, however you want to look at it. I honestly really liked him. He was kind of a pain in the ass at first, and you know, he seems like a faker and he's like working for these guys. Yeah, Rollo's character is honestly really confusing, but it's really cool and wholesome at the same time. Like, once it gets wrapped up in the end, once like Lulu talks to him and like, he has to kill him and shit, I'm pretty sure. Like, it got crazy. Like, he was like, I do see you as a brother, and he could have been lying to him, just to make him feel better, because it's Lulu, who knows. But wow, there were just some really powerful scenes involving Rollo. I really do like him as a character. I feel like a lot of people aren't gonna like Rollo, or didn't like Rollo, or don't like Rollo, but I think he's pretty cool. And yeah, just the messages and the themes and how everything wrapped up in the end, just every scene with him in the end was pretty powerful. I like Rollo, really cool character. I'll give him an A tier. Nice. Alright, next we're talking about some Bleach characters. We're talking about Shinji Hirako. I like Shinji a lot. Look up Hirako. I'm pretty sure that really means fish eggs. It's so weird. But Shinji is sick. I love his character design so much, and I just love everything about what happens whenever he gets introduced. Like, the whole story changes. You know, it's still pretty, like, Bleach is still pretty fresh at this point, so I mean, it doesn't seem like everything is just, like, hitting the same patterns and stuff, but it doesn't really bother me for Bleach. It's just, you know, it's just how we tell the stories. You get it? But yeah, he's crazy. He's got the visored mask, and that just changes the entire game for Bleach. And then his Bankai is super sick. I think Shinji all around is honestly a great character. I love Shinji, and we're already getting really flooded at the top here, but I seriously think Shinji deserves an S tier. One of my favorite Bleach characters, period. But I do like Mashiro a lot more. Mashiro is my favorite visored and my favorite Bleach character, period. Alright, and then next is Rukia. Genuinely love Rukia so much. She carries early Bleach so much. She's like a strong, stoic character, but at the same time, she's like really silly and dumb. And she just makes for the most funny moments, I think. I can't wait for the anime-only kids to get to see what Rukia does later in 1000 Year Blood War. I'm so happy, and I'm sure that they're gonna do her scene so much justice, because they have popped off already so much. Rukia's Bankai is gonna be insane. Rukia's Bankai is gonna look so fucking beautiful on the screen, and I cannot wait to see it. But yeah, just looking at Rukia's character, yeah, I think I'll give her a solid A tier and move on. Alright, then we're gonna talk about Ritsu from Assassination Classroom. Yes, the tablet, the computer with guns that sits in class, this transfer student. Yeah, this is so hilarious. I don't know how they came up with this idea, but it is so good. She's a super wholesome character. I love when she was like cheating for him and stuff, and just the weird moments when she was like getting viruses and all that. She's a great character, and she makes for some really fun moments. Yeah, and tell me how a freaking computer has the best character design. That blows my mind. I think we're gonna give Ritsu like a B tier, because there's nothing really too crazy to say about her, but she is an awesome character and really interesting and a great idea. And she's even like dances and stuff in the openings and the intros. I just think that stuff is hilarious. I love that. So yeah, now we're talking about Jotaro. I mean, Ranmaru from Binbo Gamiga, or Good Luck Girl. And I just figured out this is the same person that wrote Twin Star Exorcist. I wish that this manga would get released in English. What the heck are they doing? But yeah, this character is great. They're literally just basically a rip-off of JoJo. She's honestly really cool, and her character grows a bit. I won't really spoil it, even though the series doesn't have too much like substance. It really is just like a really funny comedy if you've never seen it. But Ranmaru is a great character, and they do have like some character growth and development. But I think, without having too much to say, I think I'm just going to give her a C tier, because no one else is really in there, and I love everybody else in here, so it's going to be really hard. So Ranmaru, I'm sorry, you get a C tier. Then we're talking about Saiki, one of my favorite anime of all time. I recommend this all the time to people who are newer into anime because it's on Netflix, and like a lot of my friends who don't watch a lot of anime, they'll watch Saiki and then they'll come back to me like telling me that they fucking had a great time watching it and that they were laughing their ass off. So yeah, Saiki's awesome. So Toritsuka, he's the spirit medium, and whenever he gets introduced, I think like that whole episode and every episode that's involving him is just so hilarious. Whenever they're figuring out that like Nendo isn't a freaking spirit and that his guardian spirit is just like his mom or his dad or something, that's just so fucking funny to me. And I love Nendo as a character. I wish he was a mysterious transfer student so that I could rate him freaking Nendo tier. Nendo's the best. Everybody needs a Nendo. Don't forget that. Yeah, and I like that he was asking the spirits like what color the girls' panties were because they could see through their clothes and stuff like that. It's just so stupid. So yeah, I think Toritsuka deserves a proper A tier. Alright, then we'll talk about Eren. This guy is the delinquent, and he gets introduced a little bit later. I think he's pretty funny, but he's definitely not as good as Toritsuka. And just because we're a little bloated up top, you know, I think we'll give him a C tier, but I do love him, and I can't remember off the top of my head any like crazy funny scenes with him, but I love him so much. Who's your favorite Saiki character? Because there are genuinely so many good ones. The next is Homura from Madoka Magica, and I don't really have much to say about her, but trying to think about it now, thinking about it, I feel like Homura could have saved Madoka. You know, she could have just tried harder, she could have done something. Maybe that's a bad take, let me know, but just because, I'll just give her an F tier. Don't leave a dislike if you love Homura. Let me know if I'm wrong. Let me know if I'm missing something. Next one's from Data Live. We're going to talk about Kurumi. And she's one of my favorite Data Live characters. She might be my favorite Data Live character. I do like Toka a lot. Yeah, but she's awesome. And her ability and stuff is really cool and really different from like the other girls. And it's really like the only villain, I guess. It's really hard to explain. Data Live's a weird series, but you know, I think I'll just give her a C tier. Ooh, and then we get to talk about Bakura from Yu-Gi-Oh! I feel like a lot of newer anime fans don't watch like the OG things like Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon. Looking at the people who watch me, most people are like my age or even older than me. So I'm honestly sure that a lot of people watch and have seen Yu-Gi-Oh! And have watched it. Bakura is pretty cool, and like the whole time, he's like just written out to be some sneaky guy who's like going off and doing some shady stuff. I think he's a pretty cool character. And then he has some really cool fights. He's got like the summon skull in his deck and stuff. Yeah, I really like Bakura. Bakura's sick. Without having too much to say about him, I think I'm just gonna give him a young C tier. Sorry, Bakura. I wish I could put you higher, bro. The next is Mei Kurisaki from To Love Ru, specifically Darkness, because she don't show up till then. She's pretty cool. She's got like the same abilities as like Yami, which is like turning her hair into like whatever stuff. I can't remember exactly what she was doing. Oh yeah, I think her plan was to like make Yami back into like an assassin and stop being like human and hanging out with like Mikan and Ritsu and stuff. And like stop eating your taiyaki. She's really not the best character. I do like her character design. There are better characters in Toloveru, so I think I'll give her a D tier. She'll be like the first one, I think. But yeah, I'll give her a D tier, not to feel too bad about it. And then Yami from Toloveru. I think Yami is really cool. She gets introduced pretty early on in the series. I just think she is really fun. She makes for some really fun moments and like just some really human moments whenever she's hanging out with Mikan. But she's nothing too crazy or out of the box. She doesn't really go to school at first, but way later on in the series she does start going to school. So yeah, Yami is pretty cool, but I guess I'll just give her a C tier for right now. Sorry, Yam. And then, alright, and now this one I think it might be a little more underground or something. So this one is Gen from Kekaishi. This series is super cool. If you've never watched it or heard of it, you should really look it up. It's super cool. Check out Kekaishi. And Gen comes in later in the series, and he is such a cool character. I love him so much. He comes in and he's like a badass, and he's like really scary, and we don't know what the hell to think of him. And honestly, I don't want to say too much because it's just really weird. So if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. So yeah, straight up, without giving anything crazy away, especially if you haven't seen Kekaishi, I'm slapping Gen straight into S tier straight away. Gen is awesome. But yeah, if you do start watching this series, yeah, just don't overthink it. I just like Gen for what he is. Yeah. Then from Haruhi Suzumiya, we got Itsuki Koizumi, one of my favorite mysterious transfer students, and probably one of the best characters in Haruhi Suzumiya. He's just awesome. He's funny. I like how he's really snarky, and he just works for some random shady organization that we know like nothing about, that have like possibly thousands of employees and stuff. How deep does it run? We have no idea. That's something I think about all the time. I just wish I knew more about Koizumi. It's just so shady, you know? But with that alone, I think Koizumi is pretty cool, and I think I'll slap him in B tier. Yeah, I love Koizumi, but he can go in the B tier for now. Then we got Miyu from Kenichi's Mightiest Disciple. She is one of my favorite characters, and I haven't seen that series in a long time, but it's really good. And online I see that a lot of people do really praise it and talk about it, but I've seen it when I was like 12 years old, and it was one of my favorite shows back then. I do love this series. She's a pretty cool character, but I think that there's a lot more interesting ones, especially in like the all the sensei at the dojo and stuff. She's kind of got like two sides to her, like her normal ditzy self, and then like her badass karate martial arts master self. She's pretty cool, but with everybody else on here, I think I'm just gonna give her a C tier. Alright, and then the final one on the list is Keiichiro from Ghost Stories. Yeah, and he's a transfer student. He's my favorite character from Ghost Stories. He's so fucking funny. Like, if you don't know, Ghost Stories is just the infamous dub where they just kind of flub every line and just make up stuff, and they get really edgy with it. It's really funny. But every single line that this stupid kid has is just gibberish. I'll just play you some of Keiichiro's wise words right now. Please, speak! That's something to remember for the rest of my life. Yeah, so that's all you really need to know, and I think Keiichiro deserves an S tier. So yeah, that's the entire list. I hope this is going to come out alright. But yeah, I had a phone that I had everything set up on. This is going to work a lot more smoothly, but I hope this works out nice in editing. I have a couple other ideas in mind for like random tier list videos and stuff like this. So yeah, if this was interesting, let me know. And anybody that's still here, I've been thinking about doing some live streams. I play like Bleach Brave Souls, and I think it's really fun. And anybody watching would be able to join up live and just play multiplayer with me and stuff. I think it'd be really fun, and we'd be able to grind for stuff and all that. I don't plan on doing it too soon, but I want to implant the memory just for even like one person who wants to stop by whenever the time comes. Alright, anybody that's still listening, I have a secret to tell. The next video I post, I'm gonna put in like a little gift card code somewhere in the middle of the video, like hidden somewhere, like obscure. It'll be hard to find, but I'll just let you guys know now so that the first person to find it, if you're still watching this now, maybe you can be the first one to watch it then. It'll be like a week from now maybe or something. But that's about all I got for you guys. Hope everybody had a fun Christmas and a happy new year. Thanks so much for watching and have a great day. See ya.